Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the range. Today we got another great video in 380 ACP. We're continuing our testing. Today we're going to look at an offering from Precision 1. We're testing it out of our Bodyguard 2.0 and our Ruger Security 380. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. Okay, well, what's on tap for today? Today, we're looking at 380 ACP. This may be over 20 episodes for us now. Today, we're going to be looking at the Precision 1. One of the channel members asked that we take a look at that, and so we're going to take a look at it. It's an XTP projectile, so especially when I had questions with the Underwood and the American Gunner, people said, I use Precision 1. I wonder how that would perform. So we got some. We're going to test it out. I will say that the cost per round is positive on this Precision 1 ammunition. I would say that the expected velocity on this round is maybe not something to look forward to. It says 925 on the box. My guess is out of the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, we're going to get less than that. And with our Underwood, we're getting over 1,000. And with our American Gunner, it was probably closer to this. So if you like the American Gunner, this Precision 1 probably is going to be good, but that's spoiling it. Let's put it to the test and let's see what we're going to do. By the way, when we take a look at this Bodyguard 2.0, I've done so many videos, I forget that some people join us midway. I really like how this fits with my grip hand. It's a very small pocket pistol, and I think that's important to keep in mind, but yet the ergonomics are such that you can get a full grip on it. Then when we take a look at this Ruger Security 380, it's a great pistol. It fires and shoots so smoothly. The weight of the gun, the balance of the gun makes it just a very pleasant gun to shoot. If you're looking for that significant other in your life to get a gun that she might like shooting, this is certainly one of those. Again, I'm not from Ruger. I'm not trying to sell you crap. I don't do anything YouTube reviewer. So we take a look at it. The flush fit magazine gives you 10 rounds. Flush fit magazine on this also gives you 10 rounds. But when you put the pinky extension on this one, it gives you 15 rounds. They both have a barrel twist of 1 in 10. This has some nice fiber optic sights that are very easy to pick up. This has some tritium sights, and some people think that they're not great sights. I don't mind them on the Bodyguard 2.0, but others don't like them. I seem to like them. So that's our two guns that we have reviewed. Let's go down and take a look at what our test setup is today. Let's look at our testing setup. We've got 4 layers of clothing. We got 2 layers of t-shirt followed by 2 layers of denim. Then we have 2 inches of clear ballistic gel, and then we have 16 inches of ballistic gel. The 2 inches is hidden behind our contraption that holds us all in place. And then we've got another 16 inches of clear ballistic gel. And then I'm going to do 2 shots in this setup, and then I'm going to do 2 shots with this medium density fiberboard. Yes, this is something that Gun Sam uses. Stole it, used it, borrowed it from him. He uses a little bit different setup in terms of how much gel is in front than I do. I use a little bit smaller. He is a little bit longer. I think all this does is give more information out to you, the viewer. Not that I'm trying to slight Gun Sam. I think he has a great channel, so go ahead and watch him. Appreciate Dan the Wolfman, who also has a channel, who gave me some of these ideas for how to set this up. So this is our setup. This is what we're going to do. Let's get shooting. Okay, well, first up, we have the Bodyguard 2.0. We have this Precision 1 90 grain projectile with the XTP bullet. Let's see how it does with the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. We got 894.4. Okay, wowzers. Well, that was not what I expected in the least bit. And you're going to say, hey, Trigger Bar, where'd the bullet go? You probably saw it in the slow-mo, but just in case you missed it, the bullet ended over here. It's the only small, thin marker that's going through the gel, and it goes all the way out to the 20, let's try to get my parallax off, 28 inch mark, 28.25 inch mark, and that's like 72 centimeters. Like, dang. I've done some Full Metal Jacket and some hard cast stuff, and the hard cast from Underwood just smoked through the whole block. This is approaching that much penetration. That's a lot of penetration for a jacketed hollow point, because it's essentially a flat top. I would have expected that, but it behaved like a round nose in this case. Not doing hardly any damage at all. Didn't open up in the least. I will dig that out eventually, but let's go on and see what this longer barrel with the Security 380 does, and see if that gets us a little bit better results. Okay, we have the Ruger Security 380 with a little bit longer barrel, same twist rate as the Bodyguard 2.0. So we'll see how it performs with no medium density fiberboard and the layers of t-shirt and denim. Okay, I'm going to choose this odd camera angle because it gives us just a little bit better perspective on where the bullet ended up. And just because it ended up right behind this bottom section, ended up at about the 15.5-inch mark, which is about 39 centimeters. And that bullet has zero expansion. You can see it in there. Well, maybe a tiny bit of opening, but basically hardly any at all. But what we did see is we got some pretty good tumbling as it went through, which again is something that you haven't heard me say that in this video, but I have said it in a fair number of my videos. It's not reliable. It looks impressive in the gel, but it's not reliable. I would say both of those not great results. But what I have seen sometimes is the bullets that don't open up with just clear ballistic gel and they clogged up with a little bit of layers of t-shirt, sometimes will open up when we add in the medium density fiberboard. So we're going to add that into the test regimen right now. I don't think I'm going to flip this around much because we didn't get tons of damage going through here. I mean, we got that flipping there. I'm going to leave it like this. We're going to go shoot 2 more rounds now that we have the medium density fiberboard loaded up into the tab. Okay, we have this XTP loaded jacketed hollow point, and we are going to test it out of our Bodyguard 2.0 with a medium density fiberboard. Let's see how this does. Let's take a look. Okay, we'll take again another look at this. You see it entered right over here, closest to the camera. You can see if you zoom in just a little bit in here, that is some blue jean that we're getting in it. And it looks like it, oh yeah, that opened up a little bit more. No, it tumbled somewhere around in here and then went backwards. And so the closer of these 2 bullets down at this end are the bullet. And so that's at about 17 inches when we're looking at our gel block. I don't know, somewhere around 16 inches maybe. Let's try it out of the Security 380 and see what we get with that. Okay, well, we have the Ruger Security 380 with the Precision 1 ammunition with the XTP bullet and the medium density fiberboard. Let's see if we can get this one into the gel in the right spot. 913. Okay, well, this is our yet another in a series of disappointing results. We take a look at what we got with that. And again, I've already taken the medium density fiberboard off. I've already taken our contraption off. It is the bottom shot that is the Ruger Security 380. It got out to about 15 inches and was facing backwards. I don't think these are, like, it's odd because they are XTP bullets. I think they're maybe going just a little bit too slow, like those American gunner rounds. Okay, this is our masterful piece of information we got here. This is our first Bodyguard 2.0, and it is still jam-packed with denim. And then this is our one that came from the Ruger. And again, these two were both without the medium density fiberboard. It started to get just a little bit wider up at the top. You can see that relative from this to this. You can see it's just pushing out just a little bit. And then this is Bodyguard 2.0 with the medium density fiberboard. And this is the reason why it went just a little bit shorter from the Ruger Security 380. And it started to flare just a little bit. But wow, all 4 of those did not expand at all. That's kind of disappointing, I would say. They probably need to load these a bit hotter. Otherwise, you're not getting reliable expansion. Maybe you argue that organic gelatin, they would expand, but what I usually see is with the medium density fiberboard, if that were the case, that they would expand after hitting through that. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing, a little bit of results. Okay, well, we have 5 rounds loaded up in the Bodyguard 2.0 of XTP 90 grain bullet. We're We're going to get some velocities just so we can see what the consistency of the loadings are, and then get just an idea of what it is. This isn't a definitive test at all. This is just a sample size of about 5, which I know is not statistically significant, but it also helps us check to see if the gun is going to run this ammunition reliably. 881, 906, 901, 896, and 896.7. We did get 5 shots, so we got it. But I am having an issue where I keep hitting the slide stop on this. Okay, our session summary for today on that Bodyguard was 8081.5 for a min, 896 for an average, 906 for the max, extreme spread of 25. A standard deviation 8.3, an average kinetic energy of 160.5. Not bad loaded ammunition, but it's just not performing in the gel. Let's move to the Ruger Security 380. Okay, we have 5 rounds of the Ruger Security 380. One thing I failed to mention on this Ruger Security 380 is that yes, it's a bit bigger gun. It's in a different class than the Bodyguard 2.0. It is a very light gun, light slide to rack. So that makes it so that it's a bit easier for folks that have less grip strength. And it looks like I short stroked it while I was talking about that. I am not going to say that this is the gun or the ammunition part. I was trying to be cute when I did that and not do it it is very light. But when you slingshot it, you pull it back and let it go. It doesn't take a whole lot of muscle strength. It'll go just fine. Okay, with that said, let's just get and see what this 5-shot average will be for us. 966, that's a little bit higher. 922. 906. 936. And 953, let's see what our session summary is. We got for our 5 shots, we got a min of 906, a max of 966, an average of 936, extreme spread of 59, and our standard deviation of 21, and average kinetic energy of 175. That's not bad for a 380 ACP gun. We saw with that kinetic energy, we weren't getting these bullets to open up. Let's move on to see what we can do in terms of accuracy with shooting these Precision 1 rounds. Okay, well, we're at 5 yards from the target, so not very far, but we're going to test the accuracy in the Bodyguard 2.0. What this does is it gives us a way to compare this with the other rounds, where it hits relative to the sights. Yes, I know that this is more of a test of how good of a shooter I am, but I have a whole video series, and you can see throughout it, some rounds tend to be just maybe a little bit more accurate. Yeah, it'll depend on how I'm shooting that day and all of that, but it just gives you some insight into how these rounds are hitting on paper. Sometimes rounds keyhole out of your gun. So let's see if anything like that happens, and we'll see what kind of accuracy we'll get. And again, not very far. We're going to use our fancy schmancy glasses today, and we'll see if you can see those and get the real-time shooting that way. It's not bad. And we got slide lock back, so that's pretty good. Realized that something must have happened and I didn't get my fancy schmancy glasses turned on, but that's not a bad group right in there. So pretty happy about that. Okay, again, we're about at 5 yards. We've got the Ruger Security 380. See how we do. Hopefully this time I have the fancy schmancy glasses on and we'll watch it from the shooter's perspective. Not bad, and yeah, that kind of stinks when you pull one like that, as Paul Harrell would say, and yes, that is me, and yes, that is annoying. Looks like I can shoot the Bodyguard 2.0 just a little bit better in that case. Okay, well, let's wrap things up for the day. Today we tested the Precision 1 ammunition. It's an XTP bullet with a 90 grain projectile. We've tested some other XTP bullets, and this one was unfortunately probably the worst performing. Not sure why, because in terms of American Gunner versus this ammunition, it wasn't that much worse, but I thought the American Gunner opened up just a little bit more than the Precision 1 did. But in all of these, I would still choose the Underwood loading. I think velocity is super important when you have these XTP rounds, and going sub 1,000 feet per second looks like these bullets just aren't going to reliably open up. So for me, I would say that's a no-go. you're going to have to make the decision. What do you think about Precision 1? Is this a round that you're going to be using for self-defense? Do you use FMJs? I have a video on that. I have some videos on hardcast, whole series on other rounds that you may choose for self-defense. Tell me what you're going to use in your pocket carry round for 380 ACP. Tell me how you use 380 CP in the comments below. Or if you don't use 380 ACP, I get that. I carry a lot of 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, 357 SIG, 5.7 by 28. There's a lot of great rounds out there. Tell me what you carry and what you like to shoot. Hope everyone has a great day, and let's get to shooting.
Concealed carry wisdom, good guy with a gun. Self-defense strategies will make it fun. Night vision gear on, we move with no light. Tactical training prepared.